Hello ladies and mushroom tips, and welcome to pretty much, I don't even know if this is going to be a series or what, but we're going to be doing a little Grom Unleashed series because now that we got a full exhaust, a full Capamera ram air intake, and a curious black cat looking at my box, we have a DynoJet Power Vision 3 here, and basically what this is, we're going to go ahead and unbox it here. We'll go ahead and open her up. This handy little unit here hooks up via USB to your computer. Also has a little Molex connector there. Goes to your Grom's little ECU port. And essentially you can download tunes and flash them right onto your Honda Grom and squeeze every little ounce of power out of it. Here's what the back looks like. It's a Power Vision 3. And I even heard that you can hook this up to your bike and it shows you live data feed to your bike as you're riding it. So essentially you can like mount this. I could probably put it on my like a ram air mount, or I'm sorry, my ram mount, and then like see all the live feed on my bike. It'd be awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and try this out, go through some tunes and see if it actually unleashes a lot more extra grunt in the cunt out of the good old Honda Grom. So furthermore, here in the box, gonna take this out. We got the Grom connector port right there. If you guys saw where I reset my ECU on the bike, this is pretty much going to plug directly into that. And this other end you see right here goes directly into the DynoJet. So you can pretty much have yourself a nice live feed here. Also, we got a USB supplied. It's going to be your basic, like an old school GoPro USB. And this allows you to connect the DynoJet directly to your computer and just auto flash tunes to the device to stick on your bike. Looks like we got some dual lock 3M. I'm sure this is so you can mount the device onto your bike. That's really cool, actually. Get us a couple tubular stickers here, which definitely, it's red and white, so I'm definitely going to put one of these on my Grom. You even get an alcohol wipe to clean your surface before mounting it. Got yourself your little registration card here. And it's as easy as that. So let's go ahead and hook her up and see what we got to do to get started. Alright, now what we're going to be doing is connecting our beautiful DynoJet here to our ECU port here. You'll have this cable here. It's going to have a red cap on it. You simply plug that in only. You don't worry about this red cord. That's only for certain purposes if the company needs it for, you know, diagnostics information or anything. But other than that, you're going to see this Molex connector that's detachable. I got myself the GoPro mount that goes on my Ram so I can actually put it right on my handlebars nice and sturdy. And I'm going to go ahead and route this wire just through the plastics and hope for the best. Alright, so with the wire plugged into your diagnostic port and your DynoJet here, we're going to turn the engine to on status here. Now make sure you're not turning the engine on. Keep the engine off. Hardwired files found. Go. Now I found a tune here. It's going to be 1601114. It's going to be an M4 full exhaust, Chimera intake, and a 450 plus 450 rev limit even. That's nice. Anything else? That's all for that one. So right here you can pick through a list of tunes. I'm going to pick this one. Now this is my first time. It's going to pair my bike to the device. Pair this device to the connected vehicle. Continue. Delete incapable STA and DJT files. Yes. Flash ECU with selected tune file. Yes. Preparing. And right now it's flashing the tune that easily. Now these were already pre-made on or pre-put on the device. I thought I had to download tunes. This is out of the box. There it is. It's writing the tune on here. So once this is all set, I should have full diagnostics information on here. It's going to have your vehicle information. I saw that you can even customize your gauges. So when it's in front of you, you can have like a gear indicator. So, you know, to verify flash turnkey off and on. Boom. Boom. There we go. So I think we could start her up. Now these channels you can do custom gauges. You could check active codes in your diagnostics. Restore your ECO, adaptives, relearn DCTs, all that good stuff. Configure gauges, screen 1, channel 1, engine oil temperature, engine speed, fuel pump relay, and engine ignition timing final. Intake air temperature, can I actually look at that? Fahrenheit. So there's that, the intake temperature, engine speed, kickstand switch, neutral switch, oxygen sensor voltage, short-term fuel trim. Dude, this is really cool. Throttle position. Let's do that. We'll do the throttle position. Dude, there's like insane amounts of shit you can do on here. This is crazy. Tip over. Engine oil temperature. Is anyone going to be able to tell me that? I'll put it there just to see if it will. Engine oil temperature 122. So it actually has that. And look, there's my the air intake thing. So it's 95. It's about 95 degrees out right now. Throttle position. And it's as easy as that, guys. That's pretty damn awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and actually rehook my RAM mount here, and we're going to mount this baby right here so I have all this information at display. Alright, so I don't know if you guys could see the screen yet, but the letters, okay, we're in the sun. I got direct sunlight on it. Thankfully, what's cool about this, I could see the letters still going plain as day. And what's cool, I'm still on stock brightness, so I think it even gets brighter than this. So what we're doing now is we're going to test the ride. I got an IAT, the engine air temperature, or the intake air temperature. I got the engine oil temperature. I got the TPS and the engine speed that I configured for my first set of gauges. What's cool is you just click this down arrow, and then you got your second set of things. I got my injector DC, my FIV, my timing final, my engine speed on that one. And like right here, I got all my, oh shit, let me go. Now, I've been riding my DR200 for the last like week, and I haven't been riding this once. So I wish I was riding this for the week leading up to installing this, because I would have had more of like my old feel versus new feel. But already, with like without even worrying about that, I do feel like the response, like I feel like the what do you call it, like the mixture of everything feels good, like it's running great, you know what I mean? Because I've been running this bike the entire time I've owned it, with a full exhaust and Camara full intake, and I had no fuel controller on it. So what's cool about this, stock from the factory, I can go up to the let's press this middle button, and there's a flash tune option. There's already a shit ton of options. This ain't even including ones you can find online and download, which I think is cool. It's almost like playing a video game at this point. Also, we're going to do a little speed test right now. I'm going to go wide open throttle, and we're going to see what's going to go on here. I noticed my TPS wide open throttle, watch it. It stops at 77, so I don't know if my TPS needs to get reset, but here we go, let's try. Got it. All right, right there I'm already noticing a difference. My with before I had this, I would be farting out around 54 or 55. So whatever's going on with this tune I picked, I found a tune in here. There was no tune for a high mount Two Brothers exhaust, unfortunately. Maybe there's one online, I just got to download, but there was one for a high mount, I think it said Benelli, or I forget what exhaust, but there was one for a high mount, which is what mine is, and it was a full exhaust and a tune for a Chimera intake, which is what I got, and it had a plus 450 RPM. So not only am I getting a tune, I can actually have my ECU let me even rev higher with this thing, which is really cool. You can kind of set that, which I would do at my own risk. I wouldn't be pinging these little motors off, you know, too high, too much, too often. I'm sure, you know, as you're flying through gears, it would be okay, but I wouldn't be holding it, you know, over your red line for any extended periods of time personally. Right here with direct sunlight, it is a little difficult to see. I noticed if I put my shadow, it immediately comes clear. So judging by how high the brightness goes, just remember direct sunlight. You know, you're gonna kind of have to give yourself a little shadow, it looks like, to look. And a little tip with installing it, it was literally as simple. I don't know if I showed the whole process on my video, but it was literally as simple as I uncapped that red plug, which is like your like what your OBD2 port would be on your car, but the motorcycle's version, I think it's called your TPS port, something like that, I don't know. But you just literally plug it in that, put your key to on, you pair the device with your motorcycle, boom, it's paired to your bike and it's gonna work on your bike. And from that point forward, it's literally as simple as scrolling through a couple tunes and picking whichever the fuck one you want. It's so sick, it's so awesome. I was like, what the hell's that burning smell? But they're putting tar down. I was like, oh, okay. Man, coming back to this bike, and you know, I still have my stock bars on this bike after over 4 years. I finally bit the bullet and I got me some pro tapers. I got me the Blockhead, actually, Blockhead Moto. I'm sure some of you guys know him. I watched his video on Grom bars, because him and Photo Grommer, those are two guys whose Grom opinions I value highly, and I definitely take both of their words. So I went with what Blockhead mentioned. I went with the Pro Taper SE XR50s, and they're kind of like this size, but they're going to be way wider. It's going to have a crossbar. They're Pro Taper. They're just going to feel probably more like my DR200 versus like these little bars. It wasn't until I started riding that DR200 where I noticed how skinny these bars are. They're like skinny versus like wide, you know. So it's gonna probably feel really good having a wide bar on here. But I'm gonna go get me some brisket, and we'll be right back with some more little tests here. And look, you can see right here, look at, I click this, there's flash tune. I can click through flash tune, and you'll see all your tunes. You can click on any of them, it'll tell you M4 full exhaust, stock intake, or 450 rev limit. What's cool about this as well is there's tunes for, let me see if I can find one here, high mount, full exhaust, 181cc Neo kit, injector, 6mm bored out stock throttle body, Chimera intake. Like, it's got tunes for every possible thing you could think of. It's even got it can even read your motorcycle's codes off of vehicle tools, kind of like an OBD2 scanner. Dude, I'm not lying, this thing's actually got quite a bit of bells and whistles on it. But let me go get my food. All right, look at that. Engine oil temp 188, intake air temp 95, which I noticed this usually matches the weather because it's, you know, right there on your oxygen sensor or air intake sensor. So that's kind of cool. So it's kind of showing the outside air, so it gives you like a live weather report. And yeah, you got like 16 channels right here actually of shit you could activate on your gauges here, so you can have a live feed. And I didn't even know this little Grom had this many little sensors in it, to be honest with you, but it does. Oh yeah, right here. And like I said, you could run codes. I don't even know what the Bluetooth does, so this thing has features that I haven't even figured out yet. But flash tune, if I really wanted to right now and I wanted to just pick a new tune, I could flash it right here before I start my bike, turn the key off and on, boom, my bike's reflashed. So it's that easy on the go. You see, it feels a lot more responsive, I notice. And I notice too, if you don't like a tune, you can simply go back to your one that it was on there before you even started. So it copies the tune, it copies everything exactly how it was before we even started, so you can actually revert back to that. So and another thing, you don't even have this plugged in. I just did this for extra show and whatnot. So, and you know, have all the extra little shit. Seeing my engine temp here, I'm at 195, and my intake air temp's at 91 right now. My TPS is 21, but look at TPS. My TPS max 77.5. So it's even telling me that. So I'm wondering, like, oh shit, I might need to reset my TPS because I don't even think it's really registering full throttle there. So, but yeah, I'm assuming, you know, if you're one of those guys that has bore kits on your Grom, literally every size bore kit was already in the like flash list. So it's literally there. I just took this thing out of the box and plugged the damn thing in and just it flashed. So this is my first time messing. I've never had like a power commander on my bikes. Like my ZX-10 doesn't even have one. It should, but it doesn't. And my DR200 is carbureted, but that's set up properly for that. And yeah, for something like this is pretty damn cool. And I definitely noticed everything feeling more proper. So like, you know, if any of you guys have a Grom and you guys are just slapping an exhaust and an intake on it, you know, it'll run. I do recommend you guys resetting your ECU every time you do that, so that at least your stock one can learn your new settings. But this guy will have full-blown tune maps for you if you do choose to get one of these to properly, you know, and manually set your fuel to air tunes and whatnot. So, hey, all in all, pretty damn dope for what it is. I like all the extra bells and whistle. Like, I actually think having all this extra little info right here is definitely going to be more than helpful and useful. Man, I honestly wish I was more educated and skilled and stuff like this, because I would love to have fun messing with my tunes. But I'm just going to go ahead and trust a lot of other people's tune maps that are on here, because I'm sure they're on here for a reason. And shit, this one with the high mount Chimera and 450 plus rev limit is beautiful enough. But that's going to be that on that. Just wanted to show you guys the new little addition to the Grom that never gets touched, that I keep reaching for a 5th gear on because I'm already that used to my DR200. But yeah, that's the DynoJet Power Vision 3. I wasn't paid or anything. This was sent to me just for transparency. This is all my own personal opinions on this thing, and we'll just see how she turns out in the long run for the bike and see how she feels.